It's not possible. I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
All right, good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. It's 8:55 a.m. We're going to start our revocation hearings. My name is Cheryl Renanza, serving as chairman of today's parole panel. My colleagues this morning on the panel, seated to my left is Mrs. Stapleton, to my right is Mr. Freeman. We are seated at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge, and I'd like the staff here at DOC to please introduce yourself for the record.
Sherelle Beckner, Jacksonville, Carla Williams.
And our first remote location this morning is in Jefferson Parish. Would the officer at Jefferson please introduce yourself for the record, sir? You're still on mute. Oh, I can see.
Deputy A.J. Marlboro with Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.
All right, thank you, Mr. Marlboro, for accommodating us this morning. And is this Mr. Toussaint?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, Marcus, would you introduce yourself to us? Tell us your name and DOC number. Can you either adjust your? You can step back a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That's better.
Marcus Toussaint, 716-749.
Sir, good morning. You're here for a revocation decision this morning, and we have a form we're going to put up on the screen. I'd like you to verify if that's your signature on that form. Just stand by, we'll put it up for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Is that your signature at the bottom of that page dated March the 1st of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Based on your answers to those questions during your preliminary hearing, you're not eligible for appointed counsel. So are you ready to proceed with the revocation hearing today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to read the allegations against you, after which you will enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll have a conversation about it. First, let me recognize the folks who have joined us. I believe you can see we have your aunt, Adele Walker, your mother, Adina Cobbins, and LaShawn Johnson, the mother of your children, all who want to speak on your behalf. So we'll ask them at the appropriate time to do so. So let's get started. You're accused of violating the conditions of your parole, condition number 3, and that allegation is that you left the state of Louisiana without permission, as evidenced by a warrant issued on January 18, 2024 from the Harris County Sheriff's Office for domestic violence. You admitted to traveling outside of the state without permission during a phone call you made to Agent Bro from the Jefferson Parish Correctional Center. A record check revealed that you acquired a Texas driver's license using 5311 Beverly Hills Street, apartment 26A, Houston, Texas, as your address. The driver's license has an expiration date of December 7th, 2030. Texas driver's licenses are valid for 8 years, which places you in Texas during 2022. There was no travel permit issued then. You provided this Texas driver's license to the Louisiana State Trooper when you were arrested February 15th, 2024. So how do you plead to violating condition number 3?
Guilty, ma'am.
And then there is condition number 4. It states on January 18, 2024, a warrant was issued for your arrest by Harris County Sheriff's Office for domestic violence. How do you plead to that violation?
Not guilty, ma'am.
And there's another condition 4. It states on February 15, 2024, you were arrested by the Louisiana State Police for possession of marijuana. How do you plead?
Guilty, ma'am.
Then lastly is condition number 10, and it states you're currently $660 in arrears with your supervision fees.
Guilty, ma'am.
Okay, your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you answer his questions?
Okay, Mr. Toussaint, where did the state police stop you?
The state police stopped me in Metairie, Louisiana.
Okay, so you were back in Louisiana when they stopped you?
Yes.
Where were you
Sir.
staying?
I was staying at 1804 Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Why didn't you get a travel permit when you went to Texas?
I didn't. My 2-year-old daughter, she was constantly having health issues at the time, and I really wasn't thinking. It was a spur of the moment type thing. But since I've been home, I've been in compliance with my parole officer, and we never had any issues whatsoever.
Where was the marijuana hidden?
It was in a pair of my friend's jeans that I borrowed that I didn't know it was in a.
Okay, so you trying to say you didn't know the marijuana was there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, it's a good day to be truthful. So, you didn't know the marijuana was there?
No, sir.
And, tell me about this, domestic violence. What was that about?
Me and my child's mother got into a verbal dispute about her finding out about a different female I was dealing with. And she just got kind of angry. She knew about my situation being on parole, and she made up a story and called the police.
Was there any physical altercation?
No, sir.
What's going on with those charges? They still pending?
She said that the charges were dropped after she called and made the report. She said that she called the next day and the charges was dropped.
All right, I have no further questions.
All right, and let's see, we'll hear from the folks who want to speak today. We'd like to first hear from Ms. Johnson. Is she on the phone with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, ma'am. Introduce yourself. Tell us your relationship to Mr. Toussaint, and then what would you like us to know?
The mother of his children.
Okay. What would you like us to know?
About the charges, I did lie on the report, and I called the next day and dropped the charges, but the lady said that it wasn't up to me no more. The charges were dropped on my end, but the state of Texas had picked them up.
Right, so we don't really at this point know what that status is, do we?
Right.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Cobbins, could we hear from you?
My sister, she had to leave. She felt a little sick. Good morning. She had to leave.
Okay.
I'm the auntie Ideal.
Okay, so Ms. Cobbins had to leave. Well, Ms. Ideal, would you like to have some input? What would you like us to know?
Yes, I wanted to let y'all know that Marcus was raised right. Marcus knows right from wrong and the consequence of things that if he don't do the right thing. But I know in my heart that Marcus mean a whole lot out here, being out here, which he have his 2 daughters, his kids and his mother. And also Marcus had spent time with me because I'm a cancer survivor. And he done a great deal for me. I just wanted him to know that he are meaningful to society and he could be a growth in society and allow for things to change in his life. So that's what I wanted to let him know. And also he do help his father with jobs. His father do roofing work and he help his father with jobs and everything. So we try to keep him busy while he out here. And we try to let him know to occupy the rules and regulations of what he's on and everything. So he should know right from wrong because he wasn't raised like that to beat on no woman or nothing like that. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that information. Mr. Toussaint, is there anything you'd like to say to us before we vote?
Yes, ma'am. I would just like to say within the last 5 years and 6 months of my freedom, that I haven't been in any trouble whatsoever, and I've been taking care of my kids and sick aunt, and I made mistakes at a young age, and sometimes it gets hard, but I've really been trying my best to be a better person, and I appreciate anything but being incarcerated.
I think we're ready to vote, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Toussaint, now the problem I'm having is that you're not accepting no responsibility for nothing. The dope isn't yours, and you didn't touch the girl, even though they didn't drop the charges, which tells me that I'd love to see the arrest report on it, because I think there's more to it than that. But anyway, regardless, you went to Texas after absconding, you had marijuana. My vote is to revoke.
Mrs. Stapleton.
I agree with Mr. Freeman, and one thing for the future for you to know, in most states, it's changed now. If the police decide that there's evidence of a crime, it's not put on the victim to bring the charges. Therefore, the charges cannot be dropped, even if the victim says nothing happened, if they see black eyes or anything like that. So the fact that they didn't drop the charges and we don't have a police report, I agree with Mr. Freeman. It seems as though they saw evidence of the crime. Even though she said it didn't happen, they saw evidence. So I agree completely with him.
Mr. Toussaint, I'm glad to hear that you, your aunt tells us they support you, and that's important. Family support is so important. But I am concerned too, without any resolution of those charges in Texas, my vote today is to revoke your parole. You will have an opportunity to reapply for another hearing, and we'll send you some information on how to do that. But in the meantime, it's up to you to find out what's going on in Texas. You need to find out if those charges have been resolved.
That's mine.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right.